Well, hi there, everyone. I'm the nature guy here at Camp Asable, and spring is happening. The snow's melted, most of it. It's gotten a lot warmer. The days are getting longer, and that means birds are starting to migrate back into Michigan. And today I thought I would start a two-part series about baby birds because soon we're going to be seeing them. Now, of course, we all know, like take a robin, for example. The mom and dad fly back. They determine a territory that they defend from the other robins. They build a nest. Mom lays eggs. They incubate the eggs hatch out, and the baby birds need a lot of help because in a robin, that baby bird is born blind, no feathers, it can't get up and walk around. It depends on mom and dad to bring food. And that's an important part of raising the young ones. Now, some birds aren't that way, like ducks and chickens and the birds, most of the birds that nest on the ground, they're called precocial. That's just a fancy word for meaning once they hatch, they're up and running around and they leave the nest and they never come back. They'll probably go with mom and dad to learn how to find food and be protected. But those nests, the babies, don't survive as much. And so the nests have to have many more eggs. So a duck may lay 10 or 12 eggs. Whereas a robin will only lay 4 and invest all that effort into raising them there at the nest because they're not precocial. Now, here's the problem that happens with baby birds in the spring. People are very well intentioned. They find a little bird and say, "Oh no," and they look around, "Mom's not here, this bird needs help." Well, sometimes they do if mom's actually been maybe hit by a car or something. But many times the birds that we find on the ground that we think need our help are actually doing just fine. Because see, those birds that fly out of the nest eventually when they're big enough, they haven't had much practice flying, and so they often fly from the nest down onto the ground. And they'll actually spend a couple of days on the ground, hopping around, flapping, learning how to fly before they can actually fly up into a tree. And they don't do that alone. They do that with mom and sometimes their brothers and sisters. And so if you're walking along on a spring morning and you find a little bird in the grass, resist the urge to go pick it up and bring it to someone to take care of it. Because there's two problems. One of them, mom's probably hiding up in a tree wishing you'd just leave them alone, okay? And here's what to do. If you think it's maybe injured or there's no mom, here's what I want you to do is watch it, but stand back, hide behind a tree somewhere and stand back and watch. It may take a couple hours, so you have to be patient. But when I've told people to do this, when they bring me a bird, I say, go put it back and watch. And most of the times, mom comes flying down after you leave it for a while and takes care of the little one. They're off on their own. The other problem with baby birds is day by day as they grow up, their nutritional needs change, okay? So they might need a lot of protein this time, they may need more carbohydrates the next day, and so it's really, really hard to raise a baby bird if you don't know what its dietary needs are. Now, I know some people who are really good at it, but most of the times we fail and the little bird dies because we didn't give it enough of the right kind of food. There may have been a lot of food, but not the right kind of food. So it's probably best if we leave the little birds alone and let mom take care of them. Okay, can we do that? It's really hard to resist that urge, like, oh, this bird needs me. Maybe the bird needs you to leave it alone. Well, that's our lesson for today. Next week, we're going to talk about how birds take care of the sanitation in their nests. That's an interesting story. We'll see you next time. Bye.